Good evening, good evening, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. Bless up, Brian. Bless up, Gunners. Bless up, Fresh God. We decided to do something different tonight because we traditionally just seem like we follow Jamaica. And as I've said before, this is not a really a Jamaica channel, it's a global channel. Obviously, most of what I'm going to be focused on, or a lot of it, I should say, not most, is Jamaica oriented. But we are broadening our appeal. We are broadening our portfolio, and we make sure so we focus on just sports in general. Obviously, the key sports is going to be football and track and field. But we, if we watch the US versus Bolivia, and right away the US start off, way across it, keep up, punch it out. It should be a good game. I expect US to win this game. Um, I must say I was really busy today and barely made it for this stream, but I want to make sure I came to watch it because I'm interested to see how the US plays. Um, US just got a really good chance actually. Obviously, I can't hear the commentators because if I did, it probably come to my screen. I'm gonna want YouTube cut me off. So, but it should be a good game with Bolivia. Bolivia is ranked way down actually. Bolivia's football has not improved over the years. They were good at one point actually, but they haven't been good for a long while. Unlike Ecuador has improved significantly. That's not been Bolivia, but we'll see how they do today. Should be a good game. How's everyone doing today? Let me know how you're doing in the chat. And I'm still recovering from yesterday's game in Mexico. And by the way, people, I drop a video later upon it because we still are burned. So look out for the video. A short one, but my first short video, probably up that I picked this one to be it actually. Yeah, but I drop a video talking about the game because I'm still vexed. I'm still vexed. Vex. Them thing nothing go on. Big up Kadim. Hope you're doing well. Um, so we're watching the game. It's a good US team. Most of them play at a very high level, and it's reflected in their style of play and the system that they employ. But I'm not sure they're getting the results that they expect to get. And Balogun, who was at Arsenal and now plays for the US, has not produced as expected. This is a player they chased for about 2 years, and his output has not matched his reputation. Because at Arsenal, he was firing in the academy, went to France, played really, really well, scored a bunch of goals, got sold to brilliant goal by the US, brilliant goal by Mr. America. Bolivia fell asleep on the corner. Ball played out to Pulisic, and he put it in the up. People, when you're playing football, you have to pressure the person at the bottom. That's the most dangerous person. And in that play, there was no pressure on Pulisic. How did they get the ball, look up, and put it in the net? That's ridiculous. That can't happen, people, in a football. That's what I love about my defense in terms of we put pressure. If we don't put pressure on the ball, that if we set up ourselves where that shot would have been blocked. Brilliant goal, but I think, look at this, people. He played the ball, received it back. There's no pressure on him. He got a chance to move it away, but it's a brilliant goal. Got to give him credit. Could the keeper have saved it? Yes, he should have. He touched it. On second view, he's got to do better. Jamal, wait, with us, see that. Yes, Kadeem fell asleep on the corner. I agree with that one. Definitely fell asleep on the corner. You can't give up that kind of goal this early in the game. That was Pulisic's 30th career goal for the US. And people think about it, people. We play the US out in Texas for Nations League, and the one goal them score was what we scored. They're not scoring nothing against us. So we have to take pride in our defense as Jamaica, given the last number of games, 2 games we played against, or 3 games against Panama, US, and Mexico. And frankly, of those 3 games, maybe one of those goals should have scored actually. So it would have been against 3 of the top teams, if not the 3 top teams, and give up 1 goal. That's commendable. So Fresh God is saying, Brian is saying he always scored these goals. Yeah, he tries to go. It's like what Gray does actually. Gray is like that. They try to pick the ball at the edge of the box in the corner and go far corner. And if you practice enough, I think, and with no pressure, with the quality of these players, then you can get that outcome. You just start watching us. We are 4 minutes in. US leading Bolivia by 1-0. Free kick to Bolivia. You're trying to score from a close angle. Not sure what the player at number 20 was trying there. But I don't think if you have that many people in the box, you need to cross the ball to give them a chance to get on the end of the ball. That's a foul, referee. I'm not sure what you can call that. I find this refereeing CONCACAF really interesting, I mean, in different jurisdictions, referee have certain tendencies. In CONCACAF, I have no idea what the tendencies are. It seems to be based on referee individually versus a trend you have in your region, whether you allow more physical play, you let things go. It seems interesting how CONCACAF referees ref more individualistic versus the collective operating similarly. Berhalter must feel good. He was feeling some pressure the other day when the US got spanked by Colombia, so I'm sure he feels better scoring good against this team. Now, the US is expected to beat Bolivia, frankly, so that should be surprising. That should not be surprising. One thing the US does really well is they keep the ball really well. Even against sometimes better teams, I think they have very good offensive players and a good midfield. Not sure about their defense at all. I think their defense is challenged. And in terms of ranking, the US is ranked 11. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Do you think that ranking is justified? US is ranked 11. Just think about all the countries in the world. All the ones in Europe and Africa and South America. They're ranked 11. Do their play justify or substantiate their ranking? By the way, Jamaica is ranked 53. So we are 42 places away from the US. Wow. I don't think the US are 42 places better than us, frankly. But that's a pretty generous ranking, I think. Very generous ranking. And if you look at the ranking also, I was looking for Mexico because I saw them yesterday. They're ranked 15th. So we have two CONCACAF team in the top 15. US pressuring really well on Bolivia. Should have scored that a while ago, actually. Not sure how the ball didn't get to Balogun. Bolivia just doesn't look that good, actually. Not sure what happened in Bolivia, but their football has been going in one direction, frankly. Where in the 8 minutes, 7 minute, 37 second, US leading Bolivia by 1-0. And US is having a lot of freedom. Everybody seems to be in space. Robinson with a cross to the far post. Ball headed out. US still maintaining possession. I don't know why the keeper punched that ball a while ago. That was an easy catch by the keeper. I don't think this keeper is ready, actually. I think Bolivia is a challenge team. They should be glad they're in. So Bolivia is ranked, I think it's 84th. Now, if you've been watching football for 20, 30 years, you know at one time Bolivia was a good team, but 84th? So we have the 11th place team, 11th ranked team, playing the 84th ranked team. You'd expect this to be a blowout, wouldn't you? But then again, we saw Jamaica playing against two teams ranked in the 150s and 180s and still didn't blow them out. So you never know. Stefan saying, I don't think the ranking is justified. No, I don't think they're 11th. I think they're a good team. Don't get me wrong. A lot of good players, but 11 is high. 11 is a high ranking. They're 11, Mexico is 15. It's pretty high. Bolivia with a shot way over the bar. So US has some of their better players: Reyna, McKenna, Ream, Pulisic, Weah. They're standard form. It's a standard team. Balogun. I'm surprised Balogun gets all these starts. At some point, he's got to start producing it. They will have to make a change. People, 21 people, 10 likes. Look like I first got a reminder on the video. Them 21 people, come people. The most can make it by 24, 25 likes. Yeah, the USA team is superior. Ricardo said, "Don't be surprised in the final." I would be surprised actually. If you think about Uruguay, Colombia, Argentina, Brazil, who has not been playing well, it's gonna be hard for you to make the final. Balogun with a wild shot. Balogun got to do better. Balogun's a good player, and he has all the attributes you want in a center forward, but he has not been playing well, at least for the US anyway. Well, I must say, I thought we should have kept Balogun, but look, Arteta knows what he wants in a player, and Balogun didn't fit what he wants. Plus, I think the money also was important. Can we get about what, 30 for him or somewhere in that range? 20 high 30. So I think that was something that was a consideration in making the decision to sell him. Brian says rankings can be misleading because they don't account for recent form, strength of opponents. No, they account for strength of opponents actually. What they do is really overrated when it comes to the World Cup. So major tournaments and World Cups is really well overrated, but it does consider strength of opponent in the rationale for how they do the ranking. No, the US is a good team, especially up front and in the middle. And Robinson on the left is pretty good. I think the rest of the defenders are okay. They're not the biggest team though. They're very young still. Some of them like McKenna and Adams are probably mid-20s, but they're a good team. Which team are you talking about, Sir Mike? Because there could be a number of teams you're talking about. Which team are you talking about that's been disappointed? Let me know which team you're talking about, Sir Mike. Because I have a number of teams. England is sort of my team. US is sort of my team. Jamaica is my team. Arsenal is my team. So let me know which team you're talking about. US not keeping the ball as well as I thought they would. Actually, their first touches seem to be off. Musa bad touch a while ago. Adams. That midfield is a very potent midfield, but they're very similar. There is no bulldozer in there. There's no cleanup artist in there. Now, Adams is a great, very good player, but small stature. So is McKenna. Reyna is much more of a finesse player. Musa also. So it's an interesting team. And they're trying to play all of them, actually. Trying to get his best players on the field. I'm not sure it all works, though. If you have Weah, Pulisic out wide, I'm not sure you can have that almost like 3 defender, 4-man midfield. It's an interesting one. Germany got robbed today. Why you say that? I thought Germany got lucky. Did Germany get lucky? I'm not sure they got robbed. They got lucky today. Thought the ref was generous with them. What am I missing? Germany didn't get robbed. They got lucky. They scored a late header. And I thought Switzerland was poor on that cross actually because there were 2 Germans there and no Swiss and 1 Swiss player without 2 or 3 Germans. Oh, Jamaica. Look, I'm putting out a video tonight, so I don't want to say a ton. It's not my best work because I was perturbed when I put it out, but that wasn't too long ago either, so I'm still perturbed. But I thought defensively we were really, really good. It's one of the few games we play in Mexico where they didn't run rampage. They normally don't score a ton of goals because they miss a lot of them. But offensively, we're anemic, and that changed. Scratch head change. Scratch head change, matter. Scratch head change. Really scratch head. Some things in life don't make no sense, but it's logical to the person who's doing it. So who made the decision, but it's illogical to most other people. I'm gonna hear nobody me know. In fact, that was a talk. It should not be the talk of the game is about the change. And I'm very disappointed that we didn't have more media there really querying the change and have the, because even though the coach gave some answer, sound like gibberish to me. Well, there's a lot, Dixon divides opinion from the perspective of US had the ball attacking well. Balogun trying to go through out for a corner. Not Balogun, sorry, McKenna. Yeah, look, I think Dixon is showing in his cameos that he deserves playing time. And you hear Military Guna talking about how effective he's in training and how he's putting the ball in the net. Obviously, he hurt himself against Dominica, even though he scored, because if he had put those 4 or 5 chances away, people would be crying for him to be in the team. And us playing 2 Titanics up front, it's an interesting concept, which has passed its time and needs to change. I don't think the coach have feel no pressure. The coach needs to start feel some pressure. That's what I'm saying. I'm not the one that cried to fire the coach, but he needs to start feel some pressure. I'm not feeling no pressure. So when you give people a 4-year contract, and enough money, I'll pay them, and not feel no pressure. Now, he does have a reputation to protect. Good move by Balogun, beating his man down the wing. Really good move. But then Balogun will make 2 good moves and 1 awful move. So he do a good job of beating the player, and then he kick the ball way over the bar for no reason. And was a simple cross, though. Yeah. I'm still very hard to believe that Rahul Walter believe that, you know what? I need him. What? I thought he tried to cross. Did he try some... What did you just try, Balogun? Really? A simple cross, you're going to try something fancy. Watch people like Lo Celso do it. You don't have him skilled about again. Yes, Michael, he's hungry. And should he come on the 70th? I think both he and Sifa should come on earlier, frankly. Graham Buzz were out the game. But anyway, we can't change that, but it's not good. It's not good. Come people, 17 people I hit like button, now we have 30 people in the chat. I don't understand no people. When you hear me run my mouth about this, if you've been here, you're a frequent person in this channel, the first thing you do when you come in is like the video. Okay, the video good, so just like the video. All right? Some people want to wait, and when the video done themselves, they like it or not. No, man, you like the video, man. The question is, are you going to love it? There's a difference, Like is very simple. Like not even enough. There's a big difference between like and love. You love the video, hit the video. Hit the like button as you come in. You say talk about their players like they're the only players alive in football. Well, that's what they should do, right? It's their players. That's what they should do. We should be doing the same thing with our players. Everybody should boost up their players, give them confidence, laud them, praise them, give them flowers so they can feel good about themselves. And maybe they play better than they really are. Yeah, sir, Mike. Enough people know me. I like flying, so my fly got Texas the last time. When we going there in March. I said, me not run for fly again. I said, yeah. I think about me fly one more destination, either Jamaica or someplace else. We try to not do more than 4 flights a year. I have flying team. If they had a bullet train in the US, I would definitely be there, which is part of the problem the US have. You go to China, you go to Japan. I'm the bullet train them. Take no time to travel 1,000 miles. The US, you have to fly. I like the plane thing. So if you don't see me go a game, I play and I guys make I go. But sometimes it's good to watch the game from a camera and playing, even though in the stadium there's much more vibes. But yeah, I probably should have gone actually. If I went, I probably would have stayed in Texas, not go to Vegas, because like really flight thing, and I know the team just arrived about an hour ago in Vegas. But I probably should have gone actually, regardless of my desire not to fly. We're watching the US versus Bolivia. US scored early, but they haven't really done a ton since. They get in positions, but they don't take advantage. They have the ball deep in the area, trying to play the ball around. They have their full team or their full squad, right? The midfield is what you'd expect. That's the same, almost the same team that played in the World Cup. I think it's probably exactly the same team, apart from Balogun. Yeah. Look, I don't think we got to be careful with that comment, Stefan. They criticize the weakness of the players, but they do praise the players who play well. So, for example, Gray gets a lot of good accolades. Pinot get accolades. Blake get accolades. Lowe gets a mixed review a lot of times. I'm just going through the players. Antonio used to get all the accolades. Now he's getting mixed review because he's not scoring. Boza, when he scores, he gets accolades. Maybe Boza gets probably criticized a little bit too much. Bobby Reed, you don't talk about Bobby Reed a ton, because Bobby Reed always put in a 7 performance, but never really stellar. I think last night he was very, very good, by the way. Lati get criticized because he's not a midfielder. And now we see him playing defense where he's supposed to be playing. He's playing well. So Hector, since he come back, has been praised. Bernard gets praised. So if you think about it, your comment would seem to be that, say, more than 50% gets criticized. You get criticized in moments, but I don't think in general most of them we're just beating them with criticism. I don't think so. Now, one player who's not in the squad now, or who's off on his vacation, they criticize a lot because where you have a lot of ability, much is expected, and that player has not produced. Tycoon, I tell a Tycoon. Those two players would make a big difference, especially Greenwood. Now, one could say, "Can you mean Greenwood versus Ravel?" We don't know the real Ravel will get, man. Ravel, if you say Ravel, something my head case. Ravel been a head case here. But if people talk about Ravel in England, you think say Ravel like God in a football, and then Ravel play sometime, play sometime. Something else going Ravel. Greenwood, on the other hand, big time talent, I tell you. Big time talent. When you play for England at 20, 19 as he was. A few people do that now. Now I'm the big time baller did that. And the player went to Spain, did well, done well for Man U. I don't know. He's probably saying, you know what? Time may change things and I can play for England. That's where he wants to play. And we should not the player for that. But I think we need to convince them that, look, Greenwood, the people that now forgive you. You need to come join me. I understand why they wouldn't, but he needs to come. Unlike Hutchinson, I think he's playing his cards to his vest. I think Greenwood really want to play because this kid probably has. I'm not sure he's been to Jamaica, so I can't blame the kid. No, sir, Mike. I don't think that's happening. At least not for this tournament. Don't know in the future. Player has to do what's best for him. Is the player missed? That's for others to decide, not me. Player's a good player, but I think there's a lot to be worked out between the player, the coach, and the administration. And let me just say this: the country and the team bigger than everybody. Nobody bigger than the team and the country. So if my philosophy is you can't conform, then you gotta go. Because you're not irreplaceable. In fact, nobody on the team is irreplaceable. None. No Pinnock, no Antonio, no Blake, no Bowes. Nobody is irreplaceable. Now, can you get equivalent talent? For some you can, for some you can't. But they're not irreplaceable. I know people are saying that, but look, those two players play a role. Look, Boza has been scoring people. Boza on the field play, outfield play may not impress everybody. He's a decent player, but he's been scoring. And Lowe has been Lowe is why we are in COPA. Let's be honest. Lowe is why we're in COPA. Without Lowe's second half performance in Canada, we'd not be in COPA. I believe that. So, gotta get them their due. 5 points in and speed out. No, I don't know what that means. By the way, people, may I say this out loud. Rudolph Speed may have his challenges, but Rudolph is a very smart people, and I think a positive in a lot of way for Jamaican football. No, people may not think so because they say he's arrogant, whatever. And it's not because I've talked to him and interviewed him. In fact, we haven't really talked that much. He's been gracious enough to come on my program. But I like Rudolph. I like what he stands for in a lot of respects. Are there things that cause consternation? That's the case with a lot of different people. But I think Rudolph get a bad rap sometimes. Is there a conflict with him and the JFF in terms of his roles? I called it out. I talked about it the other day. But people, when they start make decision about replace people, we don't replace them with, because the team, when they come to compete with the JFF, they're not ready. You know what I'm saying there? Them not ready. And you don't need no brain scientists to figure that out. 25 minutes in, US versus Bolivia. Pulisic with the ball, play the ball into Robinson looking for a pass, trying to go outside, bad pass, Robinson. He gave him too much to do. He gave McKenna too much to do. Bless up, Chris Smith. Thanks for joining. And Chris, as you come in, Chris, hit the like button. Sir Mike, hit the like button. Richard, hit the like button. Me, I call out Dre, Brian, Tycoon, Stefan, Michael, hit the like button. Come in. Want other people watch the stream, I'll come join the stream. If you don't join us, we have Bolivia playing the US. US leading by 1 goal to 0. Goal scored by Pulisic. Brilliant from the left hash mark, just on the 18-yard line. 18-yard box, I should say. US with the ball deep in Bolivia's territory. Going back. See, US recycle the ball sometimes, people. We don't do that. If we don't go forward, if we don't go back, we have to go forward. We don't go forward and say, you know what? We don't see nothing here. Let me just recycle and go again. Almost like we don't have the confidence to do that. And the question for us, people, we have to ask our question, because it's a very important question. We're talking about this, which is this: why we can't produce midfielders? And it's not only Jamaica locally now. We don't have no exceptional midfielder in our team. We don't have no EPL midfielder in our team. In fact, we don't have much EPL midfielder who have our heritage, frankly. It's sad. The question is, why is that? Our coaches just picking players based on athleticism and put them in position where that entails, versus, you know what? Your coach will play a position. Bless up, Chris. Appreciate it, Chris. Chris, I am not going to advocate firing, but I think he should be on probation. I really do. That decision yesterday, criminal. It's criminal, seriously. And people, as I said before, I have a video on this. I was going to drop it, but around that time, I did it just before the US game, so I'm going to drop it right after the game. As soon as we're done with the stream, I'll just drop it. Because I remain vexed. Main amount of vexed mood when I do it. Even though it was long ago. That's a bad tackle on Reina by number 6. It's a really bad tackle. Not a red, but it's a really bad tackle. No, he needs to be in the squad. He can play right deep, right center half, but he's not a midfielder. And the coach seemed to infer yesterday when he was queried on the changes that he almost seemed to suggest that Lowe would have started because he need that steal in the middle, like we are steel mill. No steal, nothing today football. Nobody not having a steal. I'm talking about competent people. And even though Lowe is a very smart guy and a very good player, Lowe is not a midfielder, people. I rate Lowe as a player. He's not a midfielder. He play right centre back. That's where he play. He's not midfielder. So don't put him in on midfield. Yes, against Canada, he was brilliant. That's a one-off game, a one-off situation. Move on. So he seemed to infer yesterday, we watch US game and we're not talking about no US people. We don't really care. We seem to just convene here to talk football. I don't watch US, even though I watch a game. Sometimes you have aberrations in life. And you know what? When you have it, it worked, you celebrate it, but you move on. And we seem to keep thinking that Lowe is a midfielder. He's not a midfielder. It's a good football player, a versatile in some respects football player. But unlike a Bobby Reid, we can see he can play midfield because he can play both ends. That Lowe is a defender. Yes, he can defend in there and do a lot, but he chases the ball and he's not a utilizer of the ball. So why you keep forcing it, coach? You talk about, the player was out. He almost like he was saying, he didn't start because he was out for the period of time and he was starting midfield. And he's a head scratcher. I like Lowe as a player. I like him as a person, very intelligent human being. but I don't see where he fits in the midfield. I just don't see it. Yeah, I'm not going to say they're all better, but they've been playing well. West Arden has not played. When Hector played in the games that he played in the CONCACAF games, not the World Cup qualifiers, I don't think he was that great. I thought he was brilliant against the US and Panama. Bernard has grown into the team. I thought he was rash when he first joined us. He's gotten much better. Sometimes not the best ball handler, frankly, but he's played really well. And Joel has been a revelation in defense. Trust me. And the reason why Joel is good in defense to me is because he's a better ball handler. So think about Joel was our midfielder, but he's really a defender. So that may even help him in terms of his utilization of the ball. He's been very good in the midfield. I'm sorry, in the defense, not midfield. Kyle, your perspective, I have no comment on where the player should play. I would only say that if you're not in the team, I don't want to talk about you. That's my philosophy nowadays. If you're in the team, we're going to talk about you. If you're in the team, we can have the dialogue. And I get a lot of flack for people say I over-criticize the player. Even though when I criticize other players, nobody complains. When I used to criticize Hector, everyone jumps in and was part of that criticism. As soon as you criticize a locally developed player, you get beaten. If I laud a player like Dixon or Cephas, I get beaten. But some other player, you can't even criticize them. Even when you laud them and you say, give them flowers, people say, well, you only do it because X, Y, Z. So we try to not comment on the player too much or his handlers too much because you don't want to deal with the noise, frankly. Yeah, I don't know what the rationale is. Look, people, let's be honest. I was talking to a friend of mine today, right? Two people today. One is involved in football at the highest level in Jamaica. They were here with me. And one is a friend of mine who's been in football forever. And we were talking about that. And the person who is a friend of mine, he runs a football team, right? And we were laughing about that politics is in football. And whatever I want to describe it. And I know because I see him run his team, and even he exercise politics because sometimes you have to for a lot of different reasons. Now, I'm not saying the players play because of politics, but sometimes that comes into play, and you have to manage it. And I think it bit the coach yesterday. I would think that both Hector, who has done yeoman's work for the team, and Lowe, who has been very good for the team, for the national team, and a stalwart in the team, would understand why there should be no changes made in the defense yesterday. When you make a change in the defense that's playing well, you disrupt the flow, you disrupt the way they collaborate, and it was very evident yesterday. And the goal came from the side that Bernard was removed from. Enough said. Okay. No, he's a good player, but I thought when he came to us, he was pretty rash. Picked up a few yellow cards, I thought. But I think he's settled down and playing well. I had a long conversation with Bernard, actually, when I was in Texas. Very pleasant to engage with, good person, and his play on the field justified why he's here. So nothing bad to say about the player, and I thought yesterday he played really well. And if he wasn't injured, and I don't think he was, he should not have been taken off the field. That was a ridiculous change. Yeah, look. But Chris, they beat the man too much, not Chris. Trust me, they beat him too much. At least from him, same advice me I get about the other player we just talked about. But no, look, Pinnock has improved immensely over the last 10, 15 years, right? When you come from non-league to the Premier League, and then you're in Premier League team of the season, it's like a Jamie Vardy, frankly. Just watching us, US leading Bolivia, 1-0. I can't say either team is playing really well. That's why we're not talking football. They're okay. US not playing up to their potential, and Bolivia is just not that good. So they're ranked 84th. Good cross by Ware. Control, back heel to Robinson. Not the best back heel. What do you guys think of Reina? I think Reina has regressed a little bit. Kid has a lot of ability, but hasn't come across as well as it should. I'm not sure how the dispute between him, the coach, and his family affected his play, but
He was at Nottingham Forest, wasn't even getting in the team when he left Dortmund. At one point at Dortmund, he was playing really, really well. So I'm not sure what happened to the kid. He's had a lot of injuries. Okay. Yes, Okasanya, I agree with that. Not only that, when you're a more senior player, you have to set example. So the coach have gone to him and said, look, normally if you want to say, I know I would have started you low, you know that, but you were out of camp and not back until 2 days before, which is why you probably shouldn't be on the field. And as such, look, the team playing well, I would have played you, but I can't play you. I'm sure Low would have said, look, I don't love it, but you know what? It's for the team. That change is a head scratcher. That change, or the man only think defense, think offense. One dimensional thinking. No, I wasn't watching the lower leagues. But normally what happens is, like a Tony or a Ollie Watkins, they get to go up the leagues pretty quickly if they're playing well. Jamie Vardy is the best example of a non-league going league. So, no, I wasn't watching him in the lower leagues. But he's been brilliant in the Premier League. And yesterday he was even showing some skill. Dismissed about 2-3 people who are pressuring him without feeling the pressure. So, no, he's played well. No, the coach explanation seemed to suggest that he thought Mexico was, having more off the ball and pressuring us more, so he needed more solidity in defense. And then he seemed to make some comment about Lowe being out. Seemed to inferring that Lowe would give him the steal in the midfield, but he didn't start him because he was out. So that's the way I interpret what he said. But people, 29 people, you know what, I'm not them 3 me again now, man, because I don't know what I'm talking. 29 on I get like, and a 41 on that chat. Hey, people take enough energy and time for them thing, So if you don't like it, people not forget the scream. When people at work, they want to forget. It's when you do a hard work and enough work, you want to be recognized. Likes is recognizing YouTubers, people. Trust me. Likes, subscribe, and share. That's your recognition. Because you're not spending money in your pocket. Because you're not giving a super chat. I'm not asking for none either. You're not giving nothing else. So you can't dislike the bit button. Because it's free. You press the like button. Make people have one cost. You understand or not? That's how you recognize a boy cranky. You know what? We'll be like, they are. I'm not stingy at the like I cannot give money down the pocket. I don't like freeness. I don't forget to freeness, they like free, trust me. No, some people say, boy, I never really like it, not cranky. Even though I'm there, I never really like it, so I'm not here. But you're there already, so you got the like button, man. We're watching USA versus Bolivia, 37 minutes in. Game is not the best game to watch, and maybe because I don't have that vested interest in it. But the US should be playing better against the 84th ranked team. They're ranked 11. The US is like us sometimes. Not us, like Mexico is today. Get to the top of the 18 and then run to ideas. Look at that ball go by is that Musa or Balogun? Balogun, I don't know why I do, but he play on the bench. Trust me. Like he has a player with him on the bench. Yeah, I think Balogun gotta get his game together with the US. As him on the bench. Because Pepe and other people have played better than him. The goalkeeper, if Jamal Wait him see that goal the people, we just see the replay. Jamal Wait has saved that. By the way, people, only thing Jamal Wait do, he get that 8.4 from SofaScore. Tell me what you think he did yesterday. Because I think Blake is overall the better keeper and better shot stopper, but Jamal Wait can use both feet. I'm gonna say both foot, and he's really good in the goal actually overall. Really good keeper. Every time I see him play for Jamaica, I get more and more impressed. I don't think a goal is scored on me. You say, you know what? Well, I'm sure I see it that was an easy seal. Yeah, he is, Brian. I'm sure US is getting frustrated too. They spent a lot of time and resources changing him, and that hasn't really worked. Oh, okay. So that may explain why he's so composed on the ball, Chris. I didn't know that actually. That's good to know. Because he doesn't have he's not the most athletic, He's not the quickest, but he's very composed on the ball and he can make a pass. And that shows in Hector too. And that's the thing, Hector played midfield quite a bit for us. And it shows in his composure on the ball and be able to make a long pass or short pass. That's a good thing. Yeah, Chris, look, is Hank Grimson the guy? I'm not convinced, but I'm not going to ask him to be fired. Was Tapa the guy? Tapa had a great record, and I showed some stats yesterday about our ranking, in Tapa's time and where Tapa took us. People, you should see the ranking. At one point, we were dire straight ranking wise. And that ranking improved dramatically on Tapa. So Tapa should get some credit. Now, some people will say it's a player versus Tapa, but we can't always knock the coach and then don't give them credit when they do well. Not kicking the ball long. Yeah, maybe not be, but he can use both feet, right? So when you say long, you're trying to kick it really deep. You know what, Stefan? What if I kick no long ball anyway? Maybe we get the message. It's a K and H football, a waste of time. So I now kill no keeper. If you think you can't kick long when I punt it, that's a different story versus for blast the ball out. What am I blast the ball out for? I kiss my teeth. Today football now can't no blast out ball. Play the ball short. You have to play it when you're goal line. You can't play it 20 yards versus 40 yards and then hope it reaches destination. Yeah, we're doing more of that yesterday. I think yesterday we tried a little bit to play better. We went along quite a bit. But I think that why we did that was because Bobby Reed and Palmer showed they could somehow some semblance of keeping the ball. And you have people like Latin in the middle of the park and Pinnock out wide. They can also handle the ball. So that's part of the rationale, I think, why, we had 38% possession. Is that great? No, but it's not terrible. Because we're playing Mexico, who always dominate possession. Even against the better teams, Mexico has possession really well. What we need to ask ourselves is this question, people. So we have about 4 or 5 Premier League players in the team, a bunch of championship players in the team. Why can't we keep the ball and do better? Now, people are going to say midfield, but that can't be the only reason. Is it strategy? Is it lack of confidence? Is it that the Premier League is not what they do? We have to ask those questions. I'm not sure about Jamal Lowe, Chris. I'm impressed with Jamal Lowe for Jamaica. Russell probably didn't get a big enough window and I have big enough sample size, but I'm not sure about Jamal Lowe. I think Jamal Lowe is disappointed since he's been with us, given his reputation. And that's why he's in and out of the players who get called. Just join us, 42 minutes in, USA 1, Bolivia 0. Again, a boring stamina. Now I enjoy the game. And maybe coming up, no, I missed it before. I watch them give me to start talk about other things because the game now, the game slow. Bolivia now offer no real threat. And the ball now exciting for watch. Chris the cranky. Bless up. Oh, cranky Chris is the coach. Yesterday it was the coach. And people, and if you're listening to this and you're in Jamaica media and get a chance to ask the coach a question, please ask him the question. What was the rationale for the change yesterday? And preface the question by doing some talk of, which is we're playing well, we look strong defensively. They weren't getting much within the 18. They were outside the 18 taking long shot. All the defenders were playing well. What was the rationale for the change? Is it players on the field? How do you justify that? Great goal by Balogun. As I gave him a hard time, he decided to change things. Now, it wasn't the hardest shot, and you got to ask the keeper about that, but it was really well placed. He had a defender in front of him. He picked his spot and laid it in very calmly, actually. Good goal by Balogun. I'm sure he's ecstatic about that goal because he has been doing well for the U.S. Bless up, Balogun. Good goal. Yeah, Nitro, but you're using stats from Coventry. Tell me how much time he lost it yesterday. And tell me Bobby Reed didn't play well in the midfield yesterday. We shouldn't use historical information and data to talk about a specific game. I'm looking at Balogun going again. It's a really good goal, actually. Really good goal. Yeah, I was thinking about this yesterday and Boza take the free kick. And Boza, by the way, I was a run on free kick. I watched him in Orlando 4 years ago, and him cost when he get the free kick. But I think Lamberkisa should take the free kick. I watched Lamberkisa score against Panama, the shot he took yesterday. Now, those don't actually go over the wall. But if you have that accuracy in your foot, you got to be trying to take free kicks for me. Chris Cranker, where's Boza going? Because the club don't want him in Russia. Why do these players fail at their clubs? That's an interesting question. I think my view is this, is that it's the coaching, it's the coaching, it's the coaching. That's my view about players. It's both the coaching and the culture, frankly, because part of the culture is I'm not sure our footballers are trained to think a ton. Not that they're not smart, but I'm not sure they thought to think on the football field. And then I'm not sure they thought really well. That's a bad tackle by the Bolivian, actually. That may have been is that on Pulisic? Yeah, that's a bad tackle. You just ran into him. I'm not sure they're trained to think the way they need to think across the board. So thinking is about then allows you to make good decisions. I'm not sure that's the case as much. But I think Rudolph Speed, and here's another thing, people beat Rudolph Speed. At least Speed recognized the problem and is trying to change it. Tell me how much people in Jamaica are doing that. So when I beat certain people, and then I look on the big picture. You're very siloed in your perspective sometimes because someone may have some deficit. That's all you beat them about. You don't look at the total picture and say, you know what? Yeah, this is not right, but you know what? He's doing this really well. You don't give someone's asking, said we just criticize players. And I was pushing back saying we criticize, but we also commend them. I think you got to do the same thing with Speed because he's trying to change the coaching. Get people accredited, get them licensed, get them exposure. And the more they get accredited, the more chance they will get to coach outside of Jamaica. And they come back and get back to the country, it will only help. Yeah, I haven't seen Casey. I don't watch too much championship football, but I haven't seen his free kicks. But the free kick Boza took yesterday suggests him shouldn't take no more. But you can't judge people on one thing. But I'm seeing Boza kick any free kick that look like scoring. I don't see that. I would think that you know what happens sometimes. Oh, and we've seen this at the highest level. You saw it with Sterling at Chelsea, where he got beaten for missing the penalty. Sometimes the coach will say, Cranky should take the kick. And then Owen say, yeah, big ball up on the team. Me, I take it. I don't care what the coach wants to say. So when they kick to take, then you're run down Cranky because you're probably more senior than Cranky, and you take the kick and force the kick. Or some people don't want a confrontation up on the field. Then allow you to take it. That happened. I was in Orlando when they had a free kick, and Boza wanted to take the kick, and Lou basically said, no, you take the kick. And you want, if you hear the cussing on the field, I go low too. You can hear the words being used, and Low was adamant. The kick is not yours. Boza never take the kick. I'm saying not your kick. It happens. Right? But sometimes players believe that they can score, they have the ability to score. But sometimes we have a view of ourselves which may not be reflective of reality. So don't know why players are not making it professionally. There are a lot of different reasons. We're only 3 million people, and we expect to make big grades and everything. But the fact they get an overseas contract and they stay over there for a little while, so just they have ability. The highest level is on a small number of players, people. And sometimes we have a really strange view of where we should be in the world sometimes. Given the size of the world, we have 8 billion people on the planet. There's not a ton of people playing professional football. A lot of them are playing professional football, maybe not at the highest level. Only so many people can reach the highest level. And we can use track and field as the basis to judge this. Yeah, Owen. Look, Owen. Should he be starting? The coach say, we need 1 center forward. I've been preaching this. The coach now listen to me. Coach now ignore me. My YouTube, I'm not about football. Coach probably don't even watch me. But the coach, we're not in the 1980s. Sorry, the two. Most people can say two fronting and I right approach. So, no star. But look, it should either be Boza or Antonio. It shouldn't be both. All right, people, we have 52 people. Understand only now. That means 20, but 90 now, no hit no like button, and someone will come and go. So it's even worse than that, people. It could have been 100 people who came through this platform already, and we have 33 likes, so that's 33%. That don't make no sense to nobody. I'm gonna hit the like button, man. Nitro, 72% for Jamaica, a big deal, especially against Mexico, who press we. If you have passing accuracy of 72% for Jamaica, is a big deal. Now, I think Mexico probably had 80-something%, probably low 80s, but 72% for Jamaica against a Mexico team that's ranked 11 is a big deal. Now, we had 38% to their 62, but we should commend the players and the midfield for how they played. It can only get better. It's the first time Bobby and Palmer are playing together in the midfield. They didn't look out of place. And the back five played well. Gray and Bowser had okay games. I don't think they played great. And Antonio, I thought, played really, really well actually. I think Antonio was playing well and giving them trouble. But the problem is when Antonio get the ball, there's 5 men around him. Because the kick and walk football doesn't work when you play the ball long to Antonio down the channel. You have 5 people around him. And it makes him recovering quickly. They know who he is. And there's no support. You have to play, that's why you need to play shorter so you can have people closer together so they have outlets. You don't have outlets, you'll lose the ball. Mexico not on C team, Arna. They're not on C team. They might play COPA. Nobody knows C team at COPA. I believe that. Anybody tells me use C team at COPA, lie them at tell. US now use no C team. Nobody knows C team at COPA. COPA have big competition. Don't believe that. There's no reason for them to use the C team because they're building for 2026 World Cup. So if they're saying that, they're talking nonsense. What's the rationale for using a C team in COPA when you won't qualify to get to the World Cup? That's illogical. Especially if they might turn over them team for 2026, they're not using a C team. You don't buy that. Nonsense. If they might tell you that, I believe them. They might turn over them team. That's why some of the more senior players may not be playing. They use people like Alvarez yesterday who pull him hamstring and look and hold for the tournament. Nobody now use US, Mexico, and Canada, now using a C team. They won't get a lot of quality games before 2026 because they're going to play friendlies and nobody go all out in friendlies. So tournaments like these only help them solidify their roster for 2026, which is only 2+ years away. 2 years away. I believe nobody are playing on C team. Yes, Owen. But I think Antonio always play hard, you know. My challenge with Antonio is in score. I'm not making a position for score. And that's difficult. I love to see this. Antonio, Greer, Cephas or Dixon. I love to see that. This tournament. I don't want to see no Bowser and Antonio. If you want to play Bowser and he must score a goal, fine, but you can't play 2 of them together. Now I'm by it. By the way, people, when they watch one game called US vs. Bolivia, US lead 2-0. Pulisic and Balogun score. I hear you, Mr. Flex. I hear you. Yeah, I can't name football. I can't name football where I play though. You and I know that. You and I know that I can't name where I play. Now, yesterday, we think a little bit, but we're still going to keep the ball on channel to Antonio. It's like Antonio at West Ham. When he go down channel West Ham, he have like kudos to come after him. He have Bowen to come after him. You know? He have other people that follow him to help him out. We don't have none of that. And if him isolated, when we have West Ham, a 1-on-1, him isolated. Now 1-3 and 1-2 and 1-4. So. Nitro is saying great not fit. Antonio Cephas and Dixon up front. Yeah, and look, I think here's what I realized because I've been, I have to take my own credit for this because I'm not giving no credit. People hit the like button. Thank you for hitting the like button by the way. I see 48 and 46. I appreciate you hitting the like button, people. Thanks a lot. So I've been calling for Dixon more and more. I see him. I'm gonna get enough grief because people are saying, no, play on cup level competition, no, this, people stare at it. But when I realized, no, the more yesterday you play, the more you say, well, yeah. You just fear. Last night, I have all the advice for the field now. He have the energy. Sometimes they make the best decision now. Because they want him to cut back to see if I cut it back. And see if I cuss him and cut it back because if he cut the ball back. But you see the kid have ability and the kid want to play football. He now play like say my prima donna. Like some people we know. Now play when I'm prima donna. I play like say, no, I'm hungry. I want to come take somebody game. I take somebody game. And you know what do? He won't take somebody game. Trust me. No, we can't do that last game. So as long as we have a chance to qualify for the next round, we're going to try to play what we deem to be the best team. But if we lose the first 2 games to Ecuador and to Mexico, if we play the rest of the man them, now keep on ranking, play the rest of the man them, play Dixon, play Cephas, play some of the other man them. And I still keep the quarter team, but play the man them on the fringe at the starting team, make sure they get game. And the West Island around too. You fly from far, you can play, you're probably as good as most of the defenders, then give me a run. Yeah, I heard that. Look, I don't have a problem with speaking of high level team. It's a way to protect yourself as a coach. Okay, me say, look, Mexico a wicked team now. So if we even come close to them, we do well. Protect yourself as a coach. I ain't for them. And we feel in charge and say, you know what, agreement, try if it's give a smoke screen, we now buy it. We know Mexico is. Yes, them beat us most of the time we play them. I think the record is the last 14 games, check. Well, 15 hours, 9, 2 and 4. Then we win 9, we win 2, them in 4. This last 15 games, check. But At the same time, we get closer to them. That's very obvious. Them now smash like them used to smash me. And even when they used to smash me sometimes, you know what's happened? Them dominate possession, them miss tons of chances. You see them, they're restricted to shooting from outside the box. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that, Chris, but we'll see. He'll get a chance to play. You know what, Stefan? Nothing will come on to, hey, nothing will beat people like me. No, Claudine beat me the other day. I said, well, I'm going to play Dixon versus Antonio Boza, and Claudine beat me. And probably rightly so, giving them pedigree, but more people are warm to Dixon, I tell you. More every day, more people are coming at the camp. They're coming at the cranky camp about Dixon. Because I think me no talent to me see. RNR says, Cranky, do you think JFF should support the money? What is the FS? I must show my ignorance. The SBF. Maybe I think about something different acronym. So explain the acronym to me and we can respond to it. By the way, JFF shouldn't complain about no money thing. JFF means $1 million I get from COPA. We know so don't get money from Nations League. We know not get money from FIFA. We know not get more sponsor. So no money crying thing. Spending money wisely. No money crying thing. Not warranted anymore. Oh, sorry, I never know the acronym there. No, I think the JFF should work on academies more than schoolboy football. Schoolboy football play for about 5 months of the year. That's not enough football. You just set up an infrastructure whereby, you know what? People play football 10, 11 months a year and only take break with normal, like Christmas and Independence Day. I'm going to play football year round. But more importantly, they spend more money. Even spend money on a couple of things. Coaching, infrastructure, grassroots football. And infrastructure, part of the word grassroots football. Coaching, big time. Infrastructure, big time. If I teach people the wrong, think about it. You have bad teaching in school, you have bad student most of the time. You know? You're lucky when you get a good student come out who may be up and above, but the teacher try to teach them. Kind of do their one thing. You need good coaching. You need good system. And we need to have people. JFF, Rudolph, Ricketts, Chung, all on a star. Let me say this. No, let me speak more eloquently. Mr. Chung and Mr. Ricketts and Rudolph, I think you guys should really contemplate and consider how best to structure the programs going forward to enable us to be successful and for the program to be sustainable. One of those ideas that we need to put together is to have a style of play and a system of play, but one which is contemporary, not dated. This concept of playing long football, kick and walk football, because we seem to be athletic and physically strong, is dated. It's not something that people are focused on nowadays. Everybody and their mother know people are focused on playing, keeping the ball. Because keeping the ball means the probability of me getting the ball to my teammate is increased. The fact that if I had the ball, the team can score. I can move the ball through the lines better. I can rest more on offense. I do less chasing on defense. All those things go into the whole idea of why I need to keep the ball. We want to run the ball down. And what, you know what? People are more encouraged when they have the ball to play than when they don't have the ball. Defense is hard work. Offense is easy work to me. So the focus should be on, you know what? Get the coaching together, get a system style of play and it should be one that focuses on keeping the ball. Doesn't mean every pass has to be short, because sometimes you need to go long, but we have to prove the technical ability of the players, the technical ability, the ability to ward off challenge, to make good decisions, to be spatially aware, to be positional aware, to run the channels, to know how to avoid making bad decisions, stay at the offside. All these things are imperatives that you need to do to help the players develop and become the best players they can be. The fact that we develop no midfielders tell you we're not coaching people well. Let me repeat. The fact that all we're doing is athleticism. Athleticism plays defense and offense, don't play midfield most of the time. Yes, you need to have stamina to play midfield, but technical ability to play midfield, we're not developing non-quality midfielders to play at the highest level. That's a fact. It's not something made up. That needs to change, people. It's not okay. It's not okay. And if we want to be at the highest level, the middle of the park is the core, like the stomach is a core now. It's a core component that bridges the defense and the offense. That means the middle needs to be of the requisite quality to do so. That's why we are called for Ravel 24/7. Even if I eat lunch and him now playing on football and up on the corner, I say Ravel come play because we don't have the quality in midfield. That should not be the case. We should be having a bunch of quality midfielders. You hear me always advocating going to La Liga to get some coaches, and may I get enough pushback. If we had those coaches teaching us to keep the ball along with our physical ability, we're unbeatable. Make it happen. So BM is saying, cranky big up. USA looking good, even though Bolivia is the worst team in South America. Yes. Good perspective, BM, and I think that's on point. Yeah, we are chased the people. When you have 38% possession, let me slow down. That means out of the 90 minutes, right? 62% of the time of the 90 minutes, you run up and down and chase people. Right? That's hard to do. It's not quite twice as much, but that's a lot of hard work. And you burn out. So you don't run and you burn out. You can't go. When you get the ball on offense, you just want to kick it away because you're tired. That's why keeping the ball is important. Spain has worked that out. And what Spain doesn't have is good forwards. And now they have people like Nico Williams and Yamal. They might be a better team. They still have play Morata, who, to me, in time past, while ago, and still young. We have the physical ability and the speed. We need the foul. We need the midfielder them to get the ball to them. So Rudolph and others who are in the coaching arena, in the administration, please, that's got to be one of your primary objective. In fact, I'll look through your manifesto to see that in there. That should be one of the items in the detail about what you're trying to do, is how do we develop quality midfielders? Because here's one thing, even when we pick players from the JPL now, there's very few midfielders we're picking up. I mean, the forward and defenders. I see people then we get recycled. So if we have 10 teams or 12 in the JPL, say 12 teams, 36 midfield position, and then double that fee on the bench, 70 something, and we can't find 2, that's not good. Yeah, I would call him Quinones R&R. I wouldn't call him the B Mexican. I would call him Quinones. And yes, he was good. But I thought Lambakisi kept him quiet last night. By the way, Lambakisi a big-time player, people. Big-time player. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, Pearson looked good in schoolboy football, but this is big man football. But look, we have to think about it. Whisper looked good in schoolboy football, and I think he's played well since he's gone to Chelsea in the junior team. Dixon looked good in schoolboy football, he's played well, but they're both forwards. Midfield is a different position. Midfield requires much more. Midfield requires a lot of thinking, a lot of technical ability. Quick, not only thinking fast enough, but thinking fast with quality. It's a very crowded part of the field. You have to make quick decisions, but you have to think 10 steps ahead. You look when Rodri get the ball, or Partey get the ball, or to a lesser extent, some of the other players get the ball, and how they have made up their mind. They have seen 4 different options, and they always need to make the right one, because they're always thinking. They take off Musa. Musa, come on. Musa, come on. Which one am I missing? I thought Musa was on. Musa is coming on. So who's coming off? Tyler Adams off and Musa is on. Why do I think Musa was on, actually? Getting ready to start the second half, people. US made a change. I'm comfortable. Then bring on Musa for Adams. You know, Musa a big player. I'm sure US is thinking about, you know what, these players have a long season. So have to manage their time well. And Bolivia is not much of a competition, so we can make changes. But I'm not sure the quality has diminished. See, people, that's what we want. You take off Adams, you put on Musa. We can't tell which one better. That means it's quality for quality. That's what Jamaica needs. Nobody should be replaceable. Yeah, Owen. Dexter, he might have time. What, 21 stars or no? But the kid have ability. And you know what? Copa America is going to give the kid the exposure, which allow him to get that move he may desire. So if Wolves don't want to play him and keep him and send him up on loan, somebody will say, you know what? I've seen the kid play against South American quality. He plays really well. He can play against some of the better players in the world. No, Dexter is quality. And I think Dexter's offense is good. He just doesn't use it enough. Or he's not being called up and used it enough. That cross to Antonio, left foot, brilliant cross. And to get away from the player, to do so, Dexter is quality. Now, I hope we give K-Roy some more time because he deserves it. In fact, if I was doing the next game, and this may not be well received, I'd probably play K-Roy, Palmer, and Bobby in the midfield, with Bobby playing ahead of those 2, and take out one of the center forward them. That's what I would do. I also think we got to think about whether we won't need 5 defenders or 4. But I don't think that's going to change. Yeah, neither of those players, Chris, actually dominate under 20. In fact, when they went away to play in that tournament down in Latin America, it didn't go too well. Like Hinneman's had a nightmare. Young kid, a lot of time, but he didn't have a good time. Yeah, I think sometimes it's easy when you watch on TV, BM. Sometimes the space that we see is not really there. And that may sound strange to say that, but sometimes the gap looks smaller on the field than it appears. So sometimes the pass is not made, but the player is probably contemplating a lot of different decisions. But I can understand the perspective that sometimes you couldn't anticipate the pass quicker and make the pass better. Robinson going down the wing, looking to cross into the box, headed out by Bolivia. Bolivia is such a poor team. I wish they were in our zone. Yeah, not the best team. Yeah, he did get a couple of Premier League games actually, but they sent him out on loan, which suggests they don't think he's ready. But no, he has ability, and I'm glad he decided to play for us from early because if he waited 2 more years, we probably wouldn't have gotten him. So I would give him a cap and then tell him, say, you know what, wait for a longer time and play him again like I did with Maitland-Niles. Boy, could we use Maitland-Niles? We had Maitland-Niles in the midfield playing CDM and we'd be in a very good place actually. But he chose to play for England, and he probably will never see the England shirt again. No, I don't think we should have made it. I don't think we should have made a change at all. At least in the defense or the midfield. I think the change was up front. I think the coach missed a trick. I think the coach game management has to be questioned. He set the defense up right. It was the right setup. It was the right thing to play Palmer and Reed in midfield. Because I didn't see that coming. But I also didn't know about Lowe's situation. But there's no way you should have made the change that you made. No way. Pulisic having fun today, just running by people. He may score this goal. No, he shouldn't have shot that. He had a chance to play 1-2 with Wea and took that shot. You're watching the US versus Bolivia. We're in the 48th minute. 2-0 US. US having fun. And people, the US teams, we've been saying they're young for a long time, and I'm still fairly young now. Most of it forwards and midfielders, maybe none of them is over 30 actually. At least the ones who start. I don't think it was a foul, referee. He gave McKinnon a yellow card for a foul. He won the ball. That's not a foul. Where these refs come? Here's the thing in football. Let me watching this. So, I guess he touched it before, but it wasn't much. The player cut across him. That is not a yellow in any football. That's ridiculous. Sometimes referees just annoy me. Seriously. And I don't know why teams don't have the ability to question some of the yellow cards or question them. Because that, to me, that's a normal football play. The player run across me. What am I going to do? Anyway. So, Chris, if you're saying Dixon shouldn't get a chance, I disagree. I think Dixon has shown he earned his chance. Now, Dixon didn't acclaim himself or justify sometimes selection based on his performance against Dominica, even though he scored because he missed a bunch of chances. But look, Messi missed a bunch of chances the other night. Griezmann missed a bunch of chances the other night. Even the best missed chances. But here's the thing, them get chance. Not everybody get. When last you see, how much chance Bosa get last night? How much chance Antonio get last night? 0. If you take away the outside goal, 0. And yet, Dixon has a good chance. So ask yourself why. Because some people put themselves in position to get chance. So don't just knock the misses. Look at what they create. Here's what the problem, people, which I find with SofaScore and all those sites that provide ratings and plays. It doesn't capture the game within the game. It only captures the statistics of the game because it has limits. So if I made a brilliant run and create space and somebody score, I don't get credit for that. If I create opportunity by moving into space and bamboozle my defender, I don't get credit for that. Right? I could do a bunch of things on the soccer field. If I don't tackle somebody beside me and they score, I don't get negative for that. So there's a bunch of things, both positive and negatives, that's not captured in the scoring that should be captured, which means that the scoring is limited and optics do matter. So that's why it's important to watch the game sometimes, because you can see things which may not be obvious. Yeah, the goal was scored on the side of the field with change were made. That's all I'll say about the goal. I don't think they would have scored if we didn't make the change. That's just me. I just don't think they would have scored. And we needed more help up front. And normally, coaches change forwards, That's what them do. But they're supposed to be doing most of the running. Coaches change forward. They don't change defenders that much, especially center half. They may change right or left back, or they may be chasing a quick winger, but they don't spend a ton of time trying to change center backs. They want that pairing, especially the pairing is working. So taking off Bernard, boy, I'm going to tell you. Still I try to figure that one out. Still trying to figure that one out. And if you're in the chat, because I have about 47 people in the chat, and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. If you haven't shared this channel, please do so. We'd appreciate it. And people may have 922 subscribers. I need to get 1,000 by end of this week. So if everybody, let me listen to people. If everybody, so we have 47 people, 50 people in the chat. 50 times 2 is 100. If everyone I don't know, get 2 people subscribe and reach me 1,000. Easy. More than that. Brilliant. Oh, I think is that goal gonna be given? Let me see what here. Balgan is asking for VAR review. So people, if each of you get 2 people subscribe, who you know not subscribe yet, it's not time for watch sports on YouTube. Miss Carlos go up. Brilliant back heel by way to McKenna. He's offside by a smidgen, I think. But again, we'll have 2. He's offside by a smidgen. I think it's like Antonio offside last night. And I love the semi-automatic offside being used in the Euro. Hope they use it in football going forward. I think he's offside or barely. It's close. It's close, but I think he's offside. Yep, he's offside. So people, if you just have 2 people you know, subscribe. And if you know, you send them the channel, and if when you send them the channel, then click on it. Something may ask them to go in them account. I people will subscribe and close them eyes. And then can turn off notification bell. I just want to reach 1,000 and we can figure it from this. All right, people. So just give the 2 people and subscribe, but you know so not subscribe yet. And get me to me number. Why? Know yourself. I'm telling people I held I need the support, Like me upon me I walk with Kane or something. Me don't understand you know yourself. You don't have to say me I'm an old man and need support. You can't just say, you know what, you can't get the support because you deserve it. Why may I tell you? You have to qualify it. Why? But thanks for the support anyway. I appreciate it. And me take it anyway. Even as an elder, me take it. You don't have to respect the elder. We don't say just mistype. Me take it. I will take it, people. I have no qualms in taking it. Trying to find something here. No, I'm not get Social Security net, And by the way, people, even when we qualify Social Security, I not take it early. You get 8% per year after you qualify. So remember, look if you go still, but we not take it early. I may be retired, but not reach Social Security age yet. So no, make me older than me really is. I'm not take it. Let me get it either. Anytime you come, I'll push it off as long as possible. Come if you say me hold it forever. Let me push it off. We can get more. I think you get 8% per year for every year. So when you retire, you start check out all the money stream you have, if you have any. Jeremiah, brilliant question. I don't know, but I think at this point, the recruiting has to be targeted. I think Claudine and others gave me grief that they don't think Hagrim has recruited any player since he's been here. I initially challenged that, but when he went through the list, we can't name one. I don't know yourself. America just print money until then go bankrupt. I think by 40, they'll be $50 trillion in debt. You know, I run out. People like themselves who make money for people. We not run out. Them say don't run out, but not run out. They might come up with some other way. Think of it. I think they should try to balance the budget at some point, but I think that's long gone. You spend at the first company you're gonna spend money, a company but country you're gonna spend what you have and spend what you have, and people still give you money. People still buy America debt. Especially Chinese them buy America debt. They might buy America. Buy debt after debt after debt. It not run out. It not run out. Come people, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make it count. Make it count. If you're just watching us, we're watching US versus Bolivia. We're in the why the game take long? 56 minutes. Sorry, said that people. It's a 66 minute. We can't even see good. US are lead Bolivia by 2 goals to 0. Is that 5? If I hope that my glass in, we can't. It's 5 or 6. Let me see. 56. Why the game go long? I saw it only 11 minutes down in the second half. I tell you how much I enjoy the game right now. I enjoy the game. You didn't believe the screen I was in front of me. I still can't see the audience. It's amazing how many people are coming out talking about the coach, you know. It's almost like people are losing confidence in the coach. Big time. People losing confidence in the coach big time. Not a good thing. So why not laugh because the man's made advance social security? I'm not advance social security, yeah, but why am I telling them? I'm not have something against people who are seasoned in. I'm not done there. I'm glad we get to people who are seasoned age. Like we can't even walk, go there, you know, and keep fit and do a thing. Jamaican fans, Owen, what can I comment this Owen? Jamaican fans are too emotional. Owen, you not spoil now. You don't see nothing about emotion. You don't see nothing about emotion. I see man, I go listen to talk sport, man, I cry on radio. Ball living I was, Everton lose. I'm gonna cry away. Yes, yourself say weird. Man, you just sport. We emotional, but we don't take it to the extreme. Alright? We don't take it to the extreme, man. We think we emotional about sports, we're not emotional. Yeah, he should be recruiting players. Look, he's talked to a lot of players. I'm not sure if we've run the zenith of the players who want to join us, but he's talked to a lot of players. Some just don't want to join. And I mentioned this yesterday, and some now on papers. Because John Brown and Peter Smart are 2 different people. If you go to England as John Brown and you're just son named Peter Smart, I don't know how you can connect the dots there. That's part of the big problem people have. You'd be amazed how many people go and assume name, and then it's a problem when their kids want to get papers. So if you go for your citizenship, it's a very seamless process. As I said before, I've done it recently. But if you go and assume name, it's hard to justify say you know. So no, it's not about scoring, you know. They want to enjoy the football. And right now we're not enjoying the football. So we can't say the football great because we're not enjoying the football. Football boring. So if you not win, look, we want to go World Cup. But we don't just want to go World Cup. We want to go World Cup and compete. Right? We want to go World Cup. See, England, America got last 16 last time and get England a warm time when they played in an end zone. We want to do that. We don't want to go World Cup. We want to play against a good team and give them a hard time. Like England get US a hard time. Probably should have beat England. So we want to do. Brilliant move. Pulisic have fun today, man. Is that Pulisic Arena? Have fun. Dribble down people, hit the bar. You can't knock the man profession. Then this guy become coach and be a good one. He's supposed to be a very smart person. His play doesn't suggest that. Pulisic have fun, man. So you just go by a man and hit it hard. I don't call him Mr. America. So you have a question for the people. I'll put this in the chat. You ready for the question? If Pulisic is Mr. America in football, who is Mr. Jamaica in football? Let me know that. So Pulisic is the face for America in football. Who is Jamaica's face for their football team? I'd love to hear your perspective. And don't duck the question. And answer the question. Who do you think is the face of Jamaica football? A single player. Pulisic is this. It may be Bellingham for England. It used to be Kane. Mbappe for France. Right? A lot of teams have that face of the team. And you know it when you see it. So Michael Sadler says Antonio. Right, the old man. Bozan or Andre Blake. If you start with R, M, and BM, that means you don't have a person, you know. And you start use or and if and but, then it suggests, you know what? Top news entertainment say Boza. And also, you know what? I didn't ask the question the right way. Who is the face and why you make your statement you did? Why you think they're the face? Dexter. Okay. Blake Carlo. Sir, I didn't realize Sir P asked that question. I listened to him. I didn't remember him asking that question. I listened to the one he made recently about football. Just join us. U.S. leading Bolivia by 2-0. We're in the 62nd minute, 61-39. Bobby and Boza. Hey, people, you see the answer I'm going to give me? No, Boza may get most of this, you know. I bet you say Boza can score a goal. But anyway, let me know what you think is the face of football in Jamaica. Why we don't? So is it that because of what more recent event, or if we didn't have a recent event, would he have been that guy? Would he have been the face? Oh no, and that's a real question. Well, Chris, Chris, I asked the question, so you could be a face and not get time at the club. Pulisic wasn't getting much time at Chelsea. He was still the face of America. He was on the bench a lot at Chelsea. He still wasn't getting. He still was. So you can't make that statement. Actually, you could be the face, but because of the coach at the club you're at, you can't get in the game. But Pulisic was the face, but he was when he left Dortmund to go to Chelsea, he wasn't getting a lot of game time. That's why he went to Milan. So Sean Blake says, Sean with the thoughtful answer. Whether we like it or not, him or not, it's the person who's not at COPA. You know, so I didn't really say the name much. You mean fast people, Sean, or the person in the administration, Sean? Which one do you mean? The fast footballers? We're talking about footballers. We're not talking about. That's a great point, though, Sean, in terms of who that is. But I think for the fans, we're talking more on the football field. But it's a great point you made to bring that person, bring Rudolph in. It was Antonio, without a doubt. But also, he was the deepest. So, bless up, Lulu. Bless up, Lulu. You going to any of the games? It's in your region. Are you going to any of the games? Did you go to the game last night? And if so, what's your thought? No, I agree, Chris. But you did mention if you can't get into your team, and he wasn't getting to the first team, because the way we see players more is with the club team. If you cannot get into the first team, we're not seeing him much. But he's been Mr. America since he came on the scene from 16 after Landon Donovan left. He's been the man. Yep. He's been a poster person. So they call him Mr. America. Oh, you went. Salulu. Salulu, I know it's hard to type out long thing. Just summarize in a few sentences the game and what was it feeling in the stands when the coach made the changes that he did. Are you going to Austin also? Okay. So Lulu going to all the games, people. So Lulu can give a press. Lulu maybe can call in. We don't have a calling of these people. I have to leave. I'm busy today. But we'll finish after the show. But by the way, people, thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. It's getting better. You're getting better, but still have some room for improvement. You're getting better. Just like the coach. We'll answer that question now. Where Chris question it. I say, what quality qualifies a good face? I think it depends, actually. A lot of times the face is not only the most prominent player. So what do I mean by that? The player playing at the highest level, the player who engenders the most conversation, the one who contributes a lot on the field. It's not always the best player on the field, you know. One time Beckham was not the best player in England, but he was the face because he had the most notoriety. The ones who may engender much more social media considerations, the one who people gravitate to, the one who's most charisma. But playing on the field is an important component of that, right? And the level you play at is also a big component. So yeah, there are a lot of different criteria and different. What a miss! Oh my Lord! What a miss! Robinson crossed the ball in, and if any of my forwards miss that, I take him off right away. Pepe or Pepe, I don't want to call you. A big miss that my you. You can't miss them goal there. Yeah, the attributes has to be both, right? You have to be good on the field, but there are other things which are factor into that equation, right? But I think your statue as an important player in the team, and also outside your team, maybe at the club level, are key criteria in you being viewed that way. So I would think, for example, I don't know who Brazil faces. One could say Vinicius Jr. now. He's always Neymar, the most visible, but Neymar has been pretty injured. Will that transition to Vinicius Jr.? And frankly, given that Neymar, Brazil is not doing well, it's going to be Neymar until he retires. That's without a doubt. We're talking about for country, yes. So that's Lulu's summary, people. Lulu was at the game yesterday, and his summary basically is that we started off slow, got into the game. I think the goalkeeper was very good. But he's saying, as we all say, I think we're better yesterday. We need people in the middle of the park. And by the way, people, we were only using 2 midfielders yesterday. So that's also be a consideration. Mexico is playing a 4-3-3. We were playing, whatever we were playing, we didn't have 3 midfielders in the field. That also affects you because then they overload the midfield and makes it harder for you to control the midfield. And Lulu is saying the substitutions were questionable. Yeah, to me, they were done by diabolic. They're downright awful. And it's not the players who are coming in that I'm saying. It's the time of the game, it's the situation in the game, and it's based on what was needed. That was nothing to do with the players we changed. I am not knocking the players 1 second, so no go back and say, boy, crank to the players and the good, the changes poor. My point wasn't about it. Even if it was Antonio coming on the field, say, and he was on the bench for Boza, for example, I'd say, you know what? Boza playing well, Boza should not be playing, or defense not playing well, let's change the defense. That's my point. It was not a defensive change needed, it was an offensive change needed. Yeah, but Vinny hasn't produced for the national team, BM. That's the problem. Vinny may be brilliant at Real Madrid. He hasn't produced for Brazil. Not in the way that Neymar has. Neymar carried the team. When Neymar got hurt in the 2014 World Cup, Brazil went down the drain. Brazil looked good up until they played Germany. When he got injured against, Colombia, got kneed in the back, and he couldn't play anymore, they collapsed, basically. If he was on the field, he gave them so much confidence, they would not have collapsed. It may not still not beat Germany, but they would not collapse. We're in the 69th minute, for those who care. And USA leading Bolivia by 2-0. Yeah, Lulu, but I think the defense was playing so well, they didn't have to go defensive. That's the problem. If you're playing for a draw, doesn't mean your 2 changes are defenders, Your draw could mean, I'm going to force you to play more defense, Mexico, so you have less people to attack. And when I get the ball, you're going to be so scared between Cephas and Dixon, you're going to drop back more people. What we did was creating more pressure on ourselves with the changes than trying to lessen the pressure. So team aggressive. What a name. What individual have I named Team Aggressive? Right. I don't understand that. But anyway, Team Aggressive. Team Aggressive said, if it's not broken, why fix it? And you know what? That's the question everybody's asking. At the first thing after the game, people. Not even after the game. First of all, I did the stream yesterday, the Watchalong. And the focus was on The two changes, Bowser and Gray. That were the two changes. And you know, sir, people love Gray since he played for the country, but we say Gray was not in the game. So if you have a consensus on changes, which you never really ever do, then I don't know what the coach was saying. Coach too defensive. What's the laugh around R&R? I actually don't understand why he made the changes. It's very disappointing. It should never be the case. Now he has to live to regret it. Like if he didn't make the change that we lost, people would not say because we didn't make changes that's why we lose. Even if he kept Graham Bowser and make no change, he would say, you know what? We're in the game. I thought we were playing well. I didn't think a change was warranted. We gave him a goal, but because you made a change, gave him a goal, and you made what you're strengthening cost you. The strength you were trying to accomplish was the liability. That cannot be good. Cannot be good. Because the problem was Gray was not going to help you defensively, right? So he's on the field. I mean, you change him. So you take Gray off. You take a defender off playing well. You're not getting any offense for the two people you put on. I still trying to figure it out. We're still talking about it. We're going to be talking about it for days. So Brian Burke says, Cranky, if you have a conversation with Coach Brian, what advice would you give him what's needed for us to make it to 2026 World Cup? So my advice to Green would be a couple of things. Look, my advice would be, I am pleased with the defensive solidity of the team. We're playing really well defensively. We need to continue it. I would say to him, look, he's got to think about this. Are we overcompensating on defense, which have a negative defense on our offense? So if you play five at the back, you won't have the number of people, the volume of people going forward. That may affect you negatively. Can you think with the defense, have less people, and still have the same outcome? 3, recruit some midfielders. And if you can't get any, help the ones you have by giving them more help to play better. Work on playing out from the back, or even playing out from the third in your half, maybe not at the back, at the third, to get the ball up the field. Stop playing kick and hope. 4, nobody not playing no too forward in the football apart from a few people, and them not no excellent team apart from Inter. So you can't use an aberration as the norm about how you set the team up. Move up when you center forwards. Choose one, move the other one out, play at 10, or play somebody more mobile beside them, but you can't play too forward. 4, you need to make sure you have respect from your players. No man usurp your authority, exercise your authority. 5, get people on the bench who can challenge you. It's important for leaders to have challenge. It's important for leaders to understand when they make a decision, it can be questioned. And when you question it with substance and with quality. So then when they assess it, they can say, you know what, I'm making the right decision. That change yesterday should have been challenged by the bench. And say, coach, you can't make that change. And then you have a discussion about it. He has the ultimate decision to make, but say, coach, here's where you can make the decision. A, B, D, C, and C. And then he has to say, you know what, I agree or disagree. But at least he needs that effective challenge so he knows his decision can be subject to and be able to, from a scrutiny standpoint, it can be something that stand up to scrutiny. Right now, the decision, scrutiny have beat it to death. All right? Yeah, pristine, but we're not Argentina and win the World Cup after the first game. First game is always tough. But it's not our first game issue here. This is a decision issue that killed us. Argentina coach made no decision that killed them. In fact, you know what? He made good decision. In bench Martinez, in benching big forward, and play Alvarez. You go back to the World Cup. In benching big forward, who scored a ton of goals at Italy, and was the key forward for them. And when Mr. Chance in bench him in the World Cup and play a lesser known forward with the bench for Man City. See the outcome. You have to. Another thing about Algerson, politics is in football. We understand the politics, but you have to have, you know what, and stand to your decision and live by decisions, even if they may deem to be something which may not be well received by the team. You have to stand by a decision, make a tough decision. You need to make a decision then. Free to make a tough decision. Make the cop-out decision then. Yeah, but I don't know why you're not problem with Dominica coach. I'm shouldn't have even dependent with Jamaica. Me hear about the talk with Dominica coach about 60 minutes and 70 minutes. Dominica coach that play nice. I'm not good. I'm not shouldn't depend field would be at all. I'm shouldn't depend the same field. When I rank 180 something for a reason. Are we going to chance? The game should have done 6-love already. You're not talking about 68 minutes. You're waiting 68 minutes. You should be done 7-love. That means you're not a good coach. If you're waiting 68 minutes for your attack, if you done 7-love by 68 minutes, then you're not talking nonsense. You better about the 68 minutes for Dominica coach. We not listen to you. Your team not good. And this year. They're not good. They're not, you know what? Let me rephrase that. They're not the best team. They need to enhance their abilities. Dominica come to see people, we give people chance in their life, when them take liberty with you. A team where we're supposed to have done 7-love by early second half. I come talk about saying we pass 68 minutes because we do this in 68 minutes. I'm not tell you. What have we come to as Jamaica when it comes to football? Dominica. They put one cricket pitch and one football pitch and one hockey pitch at the same time. Let them look the same. Anyway. I don't want to Dominica coach. I don't even talk about what we do at 68 and whatever minute we do it now. Dominica is not a good football team. Their ranking is reflective of how good they are. If you're watching the US versus Bolivia, them should have about 5 already and leading 2-0. See people miss chances. Look at the chance Pepe miss people. Be a big goal in miss. Might try if it be cute with the touch. Right? So people miss chances. That's why I now beat Dixon. Because I love Dixon game. I don't see no weakness in Dixon game. You hear me? I say people? I don't see no weakness in Dixon game. I mean, I want to talk about no levels thing. I watch player enough football. I don't say me an elder. Watch enough football for a long time for know where people have weakness in game. I don't see no weakness in game. Are there things to improve like in body, the size of his body, or him shield? Yeah, but that come with time. A time thing that quick, thoughtful, right foot, left foot, beat a man, run lines, create space for others. Man has the attributes you need in a footballer. On the wing or in the middle. So we're seeing De La Torre coming on for McKenna for US. US comfortable enough. Take out them big ball of them. BM, I care both of them. Sorry, no, I'm the wrong one. Come back to that one. Dixon versus Whisper. But you know what? I think both of them are very, very good, by the way. And they both did phenomenal in the Manning Cup. Whisper's transitioned really well to Chelsea. We know he's playing under 21, but there's a lot of good footballers there in the academy. He's played well against competition in the UK, and there's a lot of quality players there at the junior level. So he's progressing really well. I think Dixon needs to get exposure to stiffer competition, but he's getting his feet wet in the COPA, in the World Cup qualifiers, and he's done well. So I can't pick from the two at this time because I haven't seen them in the same environment. I will say Jamaica potential look good, given those two players up front. But, why can't we have a midfielder that have Dixon and Whisper potential? Or Cephas potential? Or any of them potential? Boza potential? Whatever it is. Not one dege midfielder. Not one Team G mini midfielder. We can't find none. Big up Conrad. Thanks for joining. Conrad, as you come in, hit the like button. Thanks for joining, Conrad. We can't find one midfielder that we can say, you know what? We can go to the next level. There's no midfielder quality enough to have a constant role. Like, people, when you think about this, we're not developing a local midfielder that has the ability to play on a consistent basis in MLS, you know. My friend Andre, I have a couple of players who play in my academy. I'm a constant panel team in the MLS. One of them, my son. We don't have no player in the midfield. We don't do that, you know. No, I know a lot of our players are going to Europe versus they go MLS, right? MLS are now recruiting more players from South America. But people, it's not a good look. Maggie now play MLS. All right, Maggie can't make MLS. Not the kid. I like Maggie, actually. I watched Maggie up close and personal a few games. It's a good midfielder, but Maggie have enough game to work on. Maggie time a pass. Maggie is no longer a baby. We can't say, boy, he have chance. No, so him go Europe, it never work out. In the USL, still challenge. Not work out. When you play midfield nowadays, not today football, you have to play both ways. You know, you can't play one way. Right? So I don't think that's how it works. I do not think that's going to work. People, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If your sister hasn't subscribed, please ask her to. If your mom hasn't subscribed, your dad, your puppy, whoever it is, have them subscribe. So we can get to my 1,000 number by middle this week. R&R, yes. And that was part of my thing in my job. My job actually was to grade, not like a school situation, but I do have to assess quality in a lot of instances in my previous life in financial services. And yes, I don't give easy grade. But if I give a grade and it's good, it's well earned. Brilliant shot. Why? Raina Pepper, the keeper, I make a good save. The keeper is on and off, you know. Sometimes it look good, sometimes it look terrible. The Bolivia keeper. When the 88th minute, you usually lose 2-0. You should be up. Bolivia didn't look threatening. I mean, Bolivia gone to the dark star. Bolivia should be a decent football team, you know. Bolivia just gone way down. Then we're white. Come like a Peru sometime. With them, but Peru have them long stripe across them chests. Way back in the World Cup. But Bolivia gone to the darks, man. Lord. And it's not help that them crime situation are coming like Jamaica won. They get bad with the things that are going on for them country. But I don't understand, Star. Yeah. Sean, yeah. Well, I think, look, I think both Whitmore and Simpson worked really well together. One was a more dribbler, one was a workhorse, right? One was a real workhorse. And he had Cargill in my back, just spread the ball out wide, left and right. And so sometimes, some people, before your time, I found it, but yeah. Cargill played the CDM, Whitmore upon right, and Simpson play a little bit more forward, slanted, around things. Yeah, good midfield. Workhorse midfield, well balanced. Well balanced midfield. I know, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying, Leroy Smart. You know what? I'm talking what list. Bless up Conroy becoming, I don't know, Conroy, please hit the like button. I'm talking what list, bad. Olivia turn what list. I'm not playing no portion of ball. I look poor. You just make them look like none already. You just have fun. Arnold, the rating charge wasn't bad for last night, you know. Nobody got lower than a 6. At least not my grading, I say that. That was SOFA score. I think the highest rating was Wade at an 8.4. I think Lambakisi had like a 7.8. I didn't think they did the midfielders justice. I think they gave them high 6. I don't think they did them justice. I think Lati didn't get justice. He got a 6 something too. Bose, I think, got a 7. Never see it, but SOFA score. Must have judged by a shot or whatever. I think Antonio got like a 6.9, if not mistaken. I'm trying to remember all the grades. They weren't bad grades, actually. Nobody got a... There's only 8 was Jamal. Most people got 7 or 6s. Coach Al Grimson. Arna, where you try to tell me? Arna, you don't want nobody come talk to my program. You don't want me to get no guest on program, Arna. What kind of thing that Arna you asking for the rating? All right, I'll give you a rating. But maybe talk to the rating first. So, based on set piece and defensive construct and how we played, a 9. So, set piece and defense, 9. Offense, 4. So, if we take a half of that, call it 6.5. In-game management, Lord have mercy. In-game management, and that's just coming from the changes now. Let me think about that. The changes cost us the game. May say -2, right? So if you take 13, no, I say -4. Sorry, I say -4. 13 -4. You know what? No, I say -13. I say -4. So then you have what? 9 and 4. So 4.5 in a game. 4.5 in a game. We can't give more than 4.5. That change they make cut down all I grade. Because offense, we are about 4.5, 5. Defense, we are 9. And set piece, we are 9. Nothing on going for Mexico. But the change, negative. The change was negative, you know. And a bad grade again, the change was negative. The change cost us the game. Change was negative. So if we give a negative score for the change, we can't get a positive score. There's no way. And that's the whole in-game management. It's only management in that game. Because the too late change never really matter. Them come on too late. So the inability to make the right change at the right time was a problem. And the change you made was a wrong change. That combination gave me a -4. So you went from 13 to what? I get to higher grade now. Again, from 13 to 9 divided by 3. A 3 you get. No, not 3. A 3 you get. 3 you get. So I 3 me a game. And in some people's eyes, I'm probably generous. Yeah, but we didn't hurt ourselves on set pieces, right? I am more thinking defensively, Lulu, than also offensively. But you're right. If I take a hindsight view, the crosses, Bobby Reed crosses weren't the greatest. But we defended the set piece well. We always struggled on set piece against Mexico. We defended well. But I give set piece less weight than I give defense and offense in the game, right? So unless you give up a goal and set piece or you don't score, I view it a little bit differently. But defensively, we were brilliant until we gave up the goal. And even that goal, people, was scored from outside the box and was a brilliant shot. So sometimes you have to also think about that. So me get the coach at 3. I think Norris if I give him at 2, me give him at 3. Because you have to appreciate the defense. I mean, that defense makes them create no if a chance, which is rare for Mexico against us. I don't think it was a mistake to start Gray. I think he probably wanted to start, but he's coming off a long injury. That's a good point. I think if you start Stephen in front of Gray, the coach will get beaten, but it could be justified. You can't justify keeping Gray on the field as long as you did. You can't justify having 2 center forwards as long as you did. You can't justify changing the 2, taking out a defender and a forward for 2 defenders as you did. So, what are you saying, BM? BM's a cranky. I'm too stammered. After a year, he's still putting Lati as a CDM. Lati wasn't CDM yesterday. Lati was playing 7.5. No. BM, we're playing 5 at the back. Lati was playing between. If people think Lati were playing CDM yesterday, no, he wasn't. He was playing between Pinnock and Bernard. He wasn't playing CDM. He had 5 at the back. But he was a 3-man back between Pinnock, Bernard, and Lati. And then he had on the wing playing wing back, Lemby and Gregley. You know, Michael Sadler, I wasn't perturbed that he didn't come into the midfield, that K-Roy didn't, even though I think K-Roy deserves a great game time. Because I thought Palmer and Bobby Reed were doing a really good job, right? And you really have 4 midfielders, even though you really have 2, because the 2 wing backs was a closing and balance up with the 2 in the middle. So I thought we were okay. Because Mexico would dominate us in the middle. That's what them do. That's them football. Even against the better teams, they play well. But there's no way in those changes should be made. None. Thank you. Hey, mindset, you get the appreciate it, mindset. You get, you know the thing, mindset. Hit the like button when you come in. I appreciate it. So mindset, you make, have you got a mindset? Me love freeness. Okay? You chastise about freeness. You get anybody the free things so they can give me you get me any free likes, mindset. Or not free likes, but free subscribers, mindset. Mindset, get me 2 subscribers. I mean, you come tell me to get me 2 subscribers. Yeah, but sometimes what's shown on the screen is not what it is. It wasn't on 4-4-2. Sorry, not 4-4-2. I play 5 defender. I'm not seeing on 4-4-2. I'm not clear what Fox wants to have. I miss 5. And when you look on the screen sometimes, from up high, you could see how defensively we were. We could be attacking 4-4-2 sometimes, you don't think we were. But we weren't set up as no 4-4-2. Our 5 people missed there. It wasn't 4-4-2. So then of Lemby and or Greg Lee, who was playing in the defense, because Lati was not playing midfield. Trust me. Yeah, it was more 3-4-2-1 actually. Or if you miss that goal again, you was a practice of a missed goal. Man, I'm a tapping. Hey, if I play them that we beat them in a star. If I Boza or Dixie miss them goal, the people that prove my point. People miss goal. Look what the man just missed. I would have missed that. Either Pepe or Reina. If it's Reina. Or if you miss them goal there, man, I've tapping. Mindset, you still not answer a question of mindset. You still not tell me whether or not you get me 2 free subscribers, Mindset, me then 922. Now discourage me, You know what I think about though? Yeah, serious thing I think about it. I say to myself, sir, let's start my social channel. You see, my social channel take off. I run my social channel. Because I know them people never stingy with them thing. Them not stingy. I'm give me likes. I'm going to give me subscriber. I mean, enough time to take for them thing, So if you don't like up my video, I don't know, give me no subscribers. I struggle to get to 1,000. Me think say, you know what, I don't want to see me. Tell them how though, now go to the social thing, because I know me following how much bigger over there. So me almost 100% sure. And more people go watch them channel there where you talk about crime. So I watch Sherpy, our criminal justice system, our politics, or investing, finance, or if you balance your budget, or real estate investing, or housing. Much more people are interested. So if in the next 2 months, my numbers now increase significantly, I spend less time I do this, I have no time I do this, and just close this down and do my social thing. Because me can't take the pressure when I have to give me. Nah, help me. Nah, stingy. A man tell me that day, hey, daddy, me got a funeral in my youth. I'm telling him this. I had a big for subscriber funeral, I'm ashamed. Sister, but me some people that say, so I just subscribe. You one man said to me, I know him from a long time, he said to me, but me have to prove to him first when he give me him subscriber. Because Jamaica, me have to prove to you. I know you for about 25 years. Me have to prove to you, my youth. You want to subscribe like I some money, me I beg you. Me not begging no money. Me have to go and subscribe. Oh, you have to prove to me first. Me have to look at him and say, you know what, keep it subscribed by you. Me not want to family. Keep it subscribed. No, me have to prove to you. I mean, actually, subscribe. You can watch if you want to watch it now. You don't like it, no. I be that the worst thing about it. Him tell me saying watch me all the time. Him and him brethren, I told them to me have to prove to them. And they want to watch me all the time. So if you watch me all the time, you don't want to subscribe. Me not understand the logic, people. People explain that to me because my head's confused. Because I know Jamaican can confuse sometimes, you know. Why am I confused about that? No, BM. If you are doing something, BM is this thing in life, BM. If me a BM, okay, BM. If me a plumber, I'm a carpenter, and carpenter pay me 5 times plumber, and then both at the same amount of time. Which one you do, BM? You tell me. I mean, like both of them the same. So I like both the same. I mean, like both the same. If the carpenter give me 5 times the money, or 5 times the likes, or 5 times the subscribers, or 5 times the sharing, or 5 times the acknowledgement, or 5 times the flowers than the plumber, why would I want the plumbing? We can go watch other people do plumbing and just contribute after the chat. No, sir, I don't do that. I start my thing the next 2 months. If it run go, I don't know, like me on the sports channel, I just do my thing. Can't bother with it. But somebody may know it, like somebody know him, I know him enough. I call him name still, but he deserves me to call him out. I know him, man, so me have to prove to him first. You know, give me no subscribe. I was so shocked, my mouth still open. Hey, me think a sure subscribe. You know, you have a thing, a sure thing. We know say can't change, it's a sure thing. It's a must. But yes, let me say, John, up to John. Hey John, you get your phone. Me subscribe now. And the man say, no, I'm not give my phone. So, what do you mean not give me a phone? What do you mean? Me knowing that, well, if you say that now, I'm say, me do a YouTube channel, him say, me know, I'm watch you. I say, you watch me? Yes. So you not subscribe. You have to prove to me first, my you. Me have to prove. What me have to prove to you? They don't watch me then. Don't sit there. Go watch somebody else. Don't watch me. Because you don't want to subscribe to me. Don't watch me. Me take the less subscribe. You know, you watch me. And you take my time. And me spend my energy and effort. And me talk and you listen to me. And you agree with something me saying, disagree, you express your perspective. But then you say, nah, give me subscribe. Ah, man. RNR, we're not talking about RNR. You ask the question on RNR. People, we are watch US, but we not watch US. Game almost done. We don't care. Them up 2-0 against Bolivia. RNR, general contractor, can do enough things, we agree. But they may not be expert plumber. Some people are plumber, they may have to get certification, they may have to get licensed, and some people are carpenter have to do the same thing. My question is this, RNR. If when I make you 5 times the money like about the same, which one would you do? Man, I troll me as people play it. If people play it wrong, writing answer, man, I troll me as. Or did not subscribe. See, you have to beg for subscription, man. But anyway, so you go. People, like the game, people them done now. US 1-2-0. This was an impromptu watch-along, people. So I do appreciate you being here. I do not take your subscription, your likes for granted, and you sharing for granted, even though nothing on the phone not share. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. I see that Sunday, I'm still there. I'm supposed to do Monday to Thursday, you know. We do a show Friday, we do a show Saturday, we do a show Sunday. You know, so me I neglect family, so I have to deal with the family thing now. Right? Because family say we can't see her. But me I drop, but people say this. Me I drop a video. The first recorded video me I drop. I drop it in about half hour, I want to watch it. It's my take on the coach. In fact, me get most of it a while ago. But the one thing when me just sit down for Spider. But I do slow and steady thing. We're not slow and steady. We don't do nothing slow. We're like a business, but take off. It's like NVIDIA stock. You just take off and just go one direction. Or Tesla stock. You slow down, you know. I'm supposed to slow down 100,000 subscribers for Foreign Spider. I don't want to slow down and me doesn't reach those yet. No, so I'm supposed to go upward trajectory and then slow down when we reach a certain crescendo or we reach a certain level. I don't want to slow down now. I said, no, sir, I'm supposed to go this way. You know me, I go. See me here? Let me take off this side of the screen. Let me show you something. For instance, you can't see me. See me here? So I start out now. Boom. And then I start trickle. Me trickle. No, I mean, I trickle thing star. No, I trickle thing. Me used to go, me live my life, I go up, and out. And then you reach a certain place where, you know, the numbers run out. I'm a nice slow thing. All right. You know what, Farwood? Thank you. I'm going to use it, get the likes up and get the subscribers up. So, yeah, thanks for the suggestion. I love the suggestion. You know. By the way, people, I'm soon close out. I have about 2 minutes left. But let me say this. I would love to get your ideas about how to improve the program. Now, I'm trying to get guests. I was supposed to have a guest on today. I was planning to have a guest on today. But people arrive at the destination late. They're flying. And so we should be doing the show tomorrow. But I never want to say it's definite until I get confirmation and close to the time. But I'll put the thumbnail out. I should have a special guest on tomorrow. We'll talk some football. We'll talk some things that are happening. Person you should know. It should be a good conversation. And I said today was a little bit impromptu in terms of the US game because I was supposed to have a 3 p.m. with that person and it didn't materialize. In fact, they probably still do it, but I didn't want to put them out because I know they were traveling. All right. Gunner's boss, you know, me cheap, no Gunner's boss. Hold on to my money now. Me what you call in Jamaica life. Me not afraid about me frugal. Now me spend enough money on the family thing, but me not buying no subscribers. You know happen. Me not on YouTube really make money now, but me not have a front or an version to making money, but me not buying no subscribers. That not happen. If I buy a subscriber, it'll be a different way, which is here's what I do, people. I do want to have some. I don't want to talk about it yet. I'll do it in the next 2 weeks. I'll do some things and we want to get involved in that. But what I'll do, you have to be here like 4 days a week to participate in it. So we have some things that we have to think about. Because we're not stay static now. The brain hours I run 20 miles an hour about things that we should be doing in life in general, but especially in this space. So but we need ideas. More people like Amazon. When send me the idea of them, we collate them, we put them together, me assess them and say, you know what, I'll pull out them for you and I'll do them. Me have some of my own, but me can't tell them until I'm ready to execute on them. But I'm going to send me them. And by the way, if you send me an idea, I'll give you credit. I mean, take your idea and say, I'm my idea. That not happen. I'll give you credit. That means I'll give you no money to make no money, but I'll give you the credit. See? But more the idea of them. There's people like Amazon and them ask if I praise them product and take the idea do and then improve them product based on what they believe them product need. Then I will take all the ideas, but I'm going to take some of them. So I would love people if you give me your ideas about how to enhance the program. And if I believe those ideas make a lot of sense and something I should be incorporated in my program, I would definitely do so. Yeah, Christine, the AI thing I've thought about. So I should be transparent on this. When I'm going to do a program, I will go on AI and try to check some information. But enough time, AI give you wrong things, you know. So if you're not up to date and you want to repeat what AI tell you, you embarrass yourself. But AI can do a lot of things from a tool standpoint that needs to be done. So you have to do that. No. I'm not selling on shares. Here's my thing from the R&R. First of all, you only sell shares when you're big enough for sell shares for real money. So we're not. You can buy shares in the R&R. You can buy shares. People here can buy shares in a Cranky Live. If you go out and spread the word and get so you're thinking though, if you can get you know what? We'll talk about it tomorrow. I have some idea. I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. You can figure it out. Probably I could buy subscribers, but not very different way of buying. Not the traditional way of giving out monetary consideration to achieve that objective, a different way of doing it. And also, if you want to come on my channel, let's talk about it. I will admit this. So be transparent on this. I'm just not drop my link, so I'm just not drop link. We come on the channel. We can have a dialogue offline, and if I believe that I should bring you on, I'll bring you on. Right? It's not to belittle people. It's not to be an elitist. As some run with things in life in general. I just throw things out to the public and try to catch something. I'm gonna operate that way there. As some me come on the channel, some me shouldn't be that way, but as some me feel some want to operate. If you want to come on, you have the phone number. You can call me and we can talk about it. All right. And I should have dropped the number, but I want to take no call this evening because as me say, me have a life too. So I have to make sure that I also live not just on YouTube 24/7. Because right now it seems like something I do. But at the same time, I do have. You can call this number, It's my YouTube number. So it's not my personal number. So if I answer you right away, it's because I don't have this phone beside me 24/7. The 347 number, I don't always have it with me because it's specifically I bought the phone and the number for YouTube. 347-728-8625. But if you text me or call me, me respond. All right? People, I appreciate you being here. It's been a good conversation. I get to talk about the US a little bit, but we never really didn't play nobody, so it wasn't the most interesting game. But I thought I should come here and we have the dialogue we normally do. Thanks for being here, all of you. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'm back tomorrow between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. I should have a special guest at some time during that time slot to talk more about football. You'll like the guest. We'll have some good conversation. And look at the video I will drop in the next half an hour, summarizing my view on the game yesterday. All right? Thank you and peace out. Bless up.